Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
What up, what up? What the fuck's going on? It's the Monday morning recap.
Hold up. Dan, go ahead and Venmo me for that secondhand high you're getting right now. This is some straight chronic. I'm gonna need you hit my Venmo.
Absolutely just blowing clouds.
Plus, I also need some money to pay for that turquoise I'm gonna have to be wearing.
Oh.
That is true. Yeah.
Damn it. Fuck.
Yeah.
You're not eating an Emo's pizza?
Not eating shitty ass pizza.
God damn it.
Thank you, Justin Gaethje.
No.
We need to find Papa G a nice Dreamcatcher necklace with some fucking turquoise in it.
It's already been ordered. I ordered it off Amazon this morning. It will be here Wednesday.
But
I will be donning my turquoise.
Like all the bets that Giorgio loses, he'll somehow figure out a way to make it look good. So I'm sure this will just be his look now.
It's a woman's necklace.
Okay.
Don't get confused.
It doesn't matter.
You'll still pull it off.
Yeah. You picked a lady's hair color, and look how that worked out.
Terrible. Have you seen my girlfriend? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I love her. But what a weekend in sports, guys. What a fucking weekend in sports.
Weekend.
Big weekend.
Big weekend.
How were the fights?
Fights were good.
Huge. They were enormous.
I saw a guy get a knee to the face on Twitter.
Yeah, that was in the prelims.
Yeah.
The early prelims might have been just as good as the main card.
Did you see big boy Chris Barnett hit a roundhouse kick, get the finish, and then do a front flip?
I did not see that one.
Big boy.
So this is
big boy.
265-pound man,
Okay.
probably all of 5'8", do a spinning hook kick
That's
with his
just a
heel.
ball.
Yeah, exactly. You have the
Yes.
perfect
You ever seen
image
an
in your head.
exercise ball throw just like a Chuck Norris kick?
I'm finding it here. Oh, God. All right, here we go.
Yeah, wait for it, Rob.
Wow.
Touch his reaction.
How?
Well, do you want to know his justification for how he can do it?
How?
He said he pretends that he's 170 pounds.
Well, yeah, okay.
In his head, he's 170 pounds.
Yeah.
His dad
Sure.
is his Taekwondo teacher as well, which is just really sweet.
Yeah.
So he was the biggest winner of the night, I think.
I guess
personally.
confidence over everything.
Of course.
That's
Right?
how I've gotten this far. Yeah.
Well, actually, we're speaking of confidence. The next fight on the early prelims, we're talking confidence. We're talking Ireland's number one. They're coming back to take over, Daniel.
Sure. No.
Ian Gary, baby. Ian Gary.
Already talking about it's going to be me and Chimaev in Fears. Okay, dude. Let's pump the brakes.
The welterweight Conor McGregor. First of all, Jordan Williams, tough SOB. Your heart really hurts for him. Came up through Dana White's Contender Series for 3 seasons. Still couldn't get a UFC contract. Gets a UFC contract. I think he's lost 3 straight.
Why do I just inherently hate Irish fighters? Why do I hate myself?
Well, the old trope is this self-loathing Jew, but really it's Irish people are easily as self-loathing.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
What's horrible is Jordan Williams was on him for the first round and a half of this fight. For the whole first round, he was there, and some of the second as well. And then Ian Gary just levels him. Just drops him.
Fight of the night, obviously, though, was between the two of us. We had our bet with Gaethje and Chandler.
Do you want to go ahead and get there?
Was it tight? Was it close? Were you?
No, it was like a war. It was awesome.
So you thought you might have had to be eating an Emo's pizza?
No, he was not. Because as soon as halfway through the first round, you know exactly what kind of fight that fight was going to be, and it was Justin Gaethje's fight.
If he fought Gaethje's fight, if Chandler made it dirty and just kind of
if Chandler wrestled, he had a shot. He did not wrestle at all.
It out, he would have won. But he was like, "Nah, I'm going to go for the entertainment fight," which I respect. I like that from Chandler.
Damn it.
Chandler, he's
His
1-2 in the UFC, but somehow his stock is still on the rise.
Yeah.
Because he should have beat Oliveira, but he got caught in the second round, even though he dominated the first round. And this second fight was an absolute war with Gaethje. So he's already calling out Conor for 2022 when they're both healed and ready to go, and he'll smoke Conor.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna smoke Conor at this point.
Yeah.
Right? Who's left for Conor to beat that isn't a
Nick Diaz.
Yeah. You gotta run back. No, Nate.
Nate Diaz. Sorry.
Not
sorry.
Nick. Nick's probably
Sorry.
Nick's done.
Yeah.
You run back the trilogy with Nate.
Okay.
But Nate wants to smoke with everybody. Nate's trying to talk himself into a title shot. I don't know how.
Yeah, he's not even ranked, is he?
He can't be. I can't imagine he is.
No, but let's get back to this card, bro. This card is so good, and we're already hopping. We skipped the prelims, but staying on this Chandler Gaethje, Gaethje did exactly what I said he needed to do to come out and win this fight, which was the leg kick Chandler, because Chandler is weak against the leg kicks. And by the end, going into that third round, you hear Chandler's corner go, "You have to go southpaw. You have to fight southpaw," because his left leg was just mangled. Like he was just a lump. Like I think he almost had drop foot at one point in time.
They both ended up in the hospital, by the way.
Nice.
And then they became buds after.
Weird that would happen
They
in
were
a fight.
Yeah, I know. They were in the hospital beds together, just kind of like broing out
Oh.
after the fight.
That's sweet.
It was such a good fight.
Okay, but I don't want that. That's
want
already
that?
happening enough in sports where everyone's fucking friends now.
Yeah, I want my fucking fighters to be enemies,
Can
man.
the fighters at least hate each other?
Well, speaking of which,
Like, they have to fight.
Francis Ngannou snubbed Cyril Gane on the walk-in. Did you see that?
Did
I
not.
gave him the look and then just walked right past him. Whole camp.
But this fight was so good that the fight after it was also a banger, but the crowd was so depleted from the amount of energy they put into cheering for the first fight.
So the crowd got gassed.
The crowd was gassed by the first fight.
Justin Gaethje won the fight in the second round where
Right.
he hit Chandler with a hard uppercut. Chandler he smelt the blood and was going for it in the first, and like he had him rocked and in danger a couple times. He just couldn't put Gaethje away because Gaethje is a freaking zombie, and yeah, he depleted the tank halfway through the first round. You already saw he was gassed. He came out in the second. Gaethje hit him with the hard uppercut. You thought he was out. Like I thought I was going to come in here today, and Dan was going to be like, Justin Gaethje knocked him out in the second, just like I told you he would. Sip his coffee just like that. Exactly.
that's how he
Didn't
sipped it.
happen because Chandler got in on that single, and I don't know why. I guess Gaethje also like just wanted to take the break there. He just let Chandler hang in on the single, let him get his head underneath, so he couldn't really take damage. Gaethje on top couldn't do anything besides hit him in the ribs, and they wait out that second, and then they go into round 3, and Chandler's hopping. They both look like they're fresh in round 3. Don't they stop it for an eye poke too? Which at first I didn't think was an eye poke. I thought it was just off the punch, but I guess Chandler kind of catches him almost like with a stop
Either
and
way,
slap.
it was 3 rounds of everything you want in a fight. Then second fight, Burgos, Billy Q, another banger, another great fight. I think Burgos won it pretty decisively.
I
thought
think
otherwise
Billy
because
Q won
you
that
had Billy
round.
Q, and you were
One in
just-
round 3. I think he was working the jab more.
You're just listening to the Cormier and Joe Rogan propaganda.
I'm so sorry that the 3 intellectuals over here saw the fight the same way, and then
the same Joe Rogan that says there's no challenger for at strawweight for Thug Rose.
well,
he's just like,
Carlos
there's clearly-
Esparza is definitely going to be that.
Well, I don't think so because there's no way Dana's going to give Carlos Esparza a title
And
shot.
how are we jumping over this Phil Haw, Chris Curtis fight? Chris Curtis moves up a weight class. We both the one fight we agreed on going into this card was the Phil Hawes fight because we thought he was just.
I
gonna
got like
dominate.
every fight right except the Phil Hawes fight, and Phil Hawes was winning the entire fight and gets caught.
He doesn't get caught. He gets dropped with a liver shot.
Yeah, that's caught.
Is it caught if it's the liver? Oh, it's a liver KO.
Is a liver KO.
The one where they're just like, "Ah!"
Yeah, he went to the body, then he goes like a
Yeah.
check hook after that, but it was really the liver shot that put him down, and I was just like, okay, Chris Curtis. Like moving up from 70 to 85 is a big deal.
I want a fighter whose specialty is liver KOs.
Yeah,
Like where everyone's just so afraid.
His
to
name
fight
is
him.
Canelo Alvarez.
Okay.
And he also knocked someone
He also
out.
knocked out Plant this weekend
With the liver shot?
in the 11th. Just exhaustion, I feel.
Damn
Plant
it.
was just done. He was running away in the 11th. Like
Yeah.
towards the end of the knockout, he's like running away, and Canelo just kind of does like this little jog over to him and just drops him.
It's just Canelo puts a pace on you. He weaponizes cardio like no other fighter on the earth right now. And just give it up for Canelo Alvarez just for a second. Like just the pride of Mexico.
Dude, give it up to Floyd Mayweather for deciding to fight Canelo so early. Like,
Yes.
If he fought Canelo anywhere near his prime,
Yeah.
like Floyd loses easy. But
Really?
Yeah.
he chooses
Yeah.
to fight Canelo when he's super young, super raw.
So you can just get that dub. And
Get
say,
that dub, it's on your record, and then you never have to deal with it again. That's intelligent. That is smart.
Yeah.
Shouts to Floyd for that.
So when's a Paul brother gonna fight Canelo?
Never.
When Canelo's 70.
No, because then they're both 70.
Yeah, I know. They just got to age Canelo. I don't know how they do
Yeah, I
that.
don't know how to do that either.
Either way.
You were
Paul
right.
brothers' grandsons will fight Canelo.
How many knockouts? We had mostly stoppages in this card.
Well, the 2 title fights went the distance.
That's true. But up until that, Bobby
Doug-
Green knocking out Al Quinta. I was totally wrong on that. I thought Al was going to come back and do something, and then he's done.
Your boy
He's
had
done.
like quite the weekend with picks, but when my losses were big L's because I did not diversify my portfolio.
Yeah.
We kind of split because like you lost the Shabazian fight.
No,
you
no,
lost the
I
Alex
didn't,
Pereira
I didn't
fight.
take Shabazian.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. You can run the tape back. I literally picked not Shabazian. Yeah, I literally got every pick right except Phil Hawes. And Wei Lee, which we can get to
In a minute. Yeah.
Because she won.
Frankie Edgar was winning that fight until he got kicked in the face, by the way.
Well, Cheeto Vera knocked him clean out. So, like, there's nobody that's been brutally knocked out the last
I gotta
fights
stop.
like Frankie Edgar.
I gotta stop liking 40-year-old men. It's just not okay. I just can't do it anymore. It's just not acceptable. And also, I had some problems with the UFC, especially during that 2012 to 2015 era, even 16 to a little bit. Like, the fact that Frankie Edgar was a lightweight champion at 155 pounds is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what you think about that, Daniel, but
Dan's is checking his phone.
that's okay.
I'm just seeing what the comments are right now.
I think where we at in mixed martial arts right now, as far as the competition in every division, is finally where it should be. Like, there is 10 guys in each division here who are masters of the sport, where back then I don't think you really had that. And you didn't see so much, like, guys moving all these different crazy weight classes. Like, do you think we'll see another champ? Like, obviously, I'm predicting,
Do you think
Zat
Chimaev?
Daddy, yeah.
We'll see, maybe.
I think Zat Daddy clears out 170.
But I've said this. So with Usman beating Colby, that was the main event, obviously. Another great fight. Usually, you never see the rematch be like live up to the first fight.
Yeah.
So we think Usman's going to drop him in the second. We have him hurt there.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I saw a lot of people arguing that Colby won the last 3 rounds. I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean, what were some of the judges had it 3-2. The first 2 judges had it 3-2, and one judge had it 4-1.
But kind of back to my earlier point where Floyd fought Canelo super early. I think Usman, if he is going to fight Chimaev, you fight him now or you retire.
Yeah.
Like, if you try to fight Chimaev in 2 or 3 years,
You're done.
you're done.
You're done.
But,
yeah.
So either fight him next or just retire, which he might, because he's talked about it. He's like, I don't know. I don't know how many more fights I got in me.
He's already talking like Conor, though. All right, did you see the post-fight, the suit he was wearing?
No.
Huge diamond chain, diamond encrusted, I think, lapels of his suit. Looked very good.
Are you talking about Usman?
Yeah, Usman.
Okay.
And he gets asked about the Canelo fight, about boxing Canelo. Everyone's like, and Dana White's asked about it. So Dana White does his conference first, and then the fighters come in and do their press conference.
Which there's video evidence of Dana watching the Canelo fight while UFC's going on. So he's got the screen with the Canelo fight, and he's watching the
You got to keep
cage fights.
You got
in
to
the
keep your
background.
eye on everything.
Yeah,
You got to see what the fuck's going on. I think the camera's being a little wonky.
a little wonky.
Yeah. It's is it on Trejo again? No,
No.
Trejo's not in frame. Is
He's
it on
not.
Jared? Is it on Lord Hot Dog behind?
It might be. It's more. I think we just got to move together closer. We just
Yeah.
got to be closer, Giorgio. That's what it is.
I fixed it.
I agree with that. Blow more clouds on him.
It's too foggy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
Or
him
not foggy
smoking a
enough.
J.
No, I think it's not fogging. That
Exactly.
camera is so used to.
So
between
Dana
you and
Dana
Holloway.
White's asked about Usman fighting Canelo and boxing him, and I'm trying to make these slow little comparisons and dropping these breadcrumbs. Is he taking a page out of Conor McGregor's book? Conor McGregor stepped away at his height. They thought there was no one else to beat him. He was champ, and then he went to box Floyd Mayweather.
for money.
Yes.
Yeah.
For hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
Does Marty Money, the Nigerian nightmare Usman, go box Canelo Alvarez for $100 million before fight
rather
Chimaev?
than fight like Leon Edwards?
No, I
probably.
think maybe he does the Leon. They start promoting the
'Cause
Canelo fight more and more.
We agree Leon's going to beat Masvidal, right?
Yeah, easily. And then I think he doesn't take much damage and then demands a title shot very quickly, and they maybe squeeze that fight in. That way they have an entire year to promote the Canelo fight.
I'm kind of hoping, though, that Masvidal can pull it off just so Luque can get a fucking title shot instead. I don't want to see Luque.
No, Luque's going to get served up to Zat Daddy. And then Zat Daddy is going to smash him just like he did everyone else. And then people are going to be like, oh.
You think Luque is getting served up? I don't think so.
Luke, dude, Zat Daddy's that good.
He's not.
Dude,
though.
I'm talking about he's going to clear
He's
out
great.
the division.
No, he's fantastic. but
He
I
is
don't-
going, Usman is
he
going to
does not
go
want
fight
that-
Canelo
he doesn't want
before
that
he can
smoke.
fight
Luque,
Zat Daddy.
Luque is legit.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He doesn't want that.
Zat Daddy is another level.
Not yet.
We're talking-
I think
no,
he's getting there. I think
no,
he
no.
will be. He's on his way. Again, I told you, this is like Canelo, super young Canelo. You get him now. You might get a dub.
You're not
you get them in 3
but
years.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. So I'm coming back to the Frank Yeager comment earlier, where these like good college wrestlers could come in, or even like middle tier NCAA All American college wrestlers can come in and dominate. But we haven't seen super top tier wrestlers besides DC, besides Triple C. Like we haven't seen Olympic champions come in into the UFC.
Why not? What else do they have to do?
They're off making a lot of money in wrestling. They're coaching wrestling. Like you saw Cale Sanderson, went and coached Penn State. You see a lot of.
Are you making more money coaching Penn State than you are being a good fighter in the UFC?
Yes. And then like endorsement money. Cale Sanderson's making more money than anyone right now.
I mean, but like.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's a non-revenue sport you're coaching. Like, so are you even getting six figs?
No.
It's not. Its money's not coming just from Penn State.
Okay.
It's coming from like ASICs. It's coming from huge deals.
Bags.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's dropping a wrestling bag.
He's probably making 8 figures.
Okay.
So
Wait, 8? So
yeah. He's
like
probably making
$10 million.
Yeah.
No. In coaching college wrestling?
Not a chance.
No way.
Not a fucking prayer.
There's no fucking way that's possible. What?
I strongly disagree with you.
Probably 6.
Yeah.
Probably,
It's a huge difference.
$10 million or $100K.
Yeah, I believe $100K.
So do I.
No, his college salary is $175,000.
Okay, all right.
That's still.
No, but like the ASICS endorsements, USA Wrestling. I mean,
So on top of that, you're probably looking at 3 to 5.
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Okay.
The real question, though,
100,000
is-
though. Like he's not hitting 7 figs.
No,
I think
no,
there's a
but
much-
that's what I'm saying.
There's
Like,
a
you
much
really do
easier
right now.
route for Chimaev at 185, I think, than 170.
You're seeing the best world caliber wrestlers from Dagestan come over in the UFC now. These are world caliber Sambo guys that are coming over, where we didn't have that before. Like the competition is really getting thick.
It's going to be just all Dagestan champions.
Every time I hear Dagestan, I just think Dothraki.
That's
Just
Basically.
like wild men from the steppe coming over to murder.
That's what they do. They smish.
Yeah.
They come over, they take you down, and they smish your head in.
And it's just another level of grappling where I think he's going to clear out 170. The only thing's going to be a champ fight against Izzy. If Izzy can take care of Pereira,
You
which
think
I
he's
think
going to clear
he
out
can.
170? Or I think he should honestly go to 185 and just
He
fight
will
there.
after he's done at 170.
Okay. But I would rather, it's probably an easier, path to the title shot 185. Because, it's just not as deep.
I think I think 170 is the spot for him.
Because, right now,
the conversation's already been had
after the
there.
Whitaker fight, who's the number one contender right now for 185? Like Brunson?
Yeah.
Or Jared Cannonier?
It's a rematch against Brunson, Cannonier, or Uriah
Smokes
Hall.
both of them.
Uriah Hall.
He would smoke both them. Or all of them. They would smoke anyone in 185.
But I mean, those are all things that have to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chris Weidman and Uriah Hall dapped it up at UFC 268.
Okay.
Pretty nice to see Chris Weidman back moving around and on his feet after that terrible leg break.
Yeah. Nothing like breaking your leg over another man.
No. But
If you're going to break it on something.
Usman's is going to go fight Canelo. Izzy's going to take Alexander Pereira, which, getting back to the end of the prelims, this was the biggest hyped up guy to not have. He's 3-1, and he's headlining the prelim card of a UFC pay-per-view.
So Colby will probably fight Masvidal next. No matter what, if Masvidal wins or loses, he's going to fight Colby probably. Mm-hmm. Just because that's the big money fight.
Yeah. You're tying up a lot of these. It's layers. This is an onion, and we're at the cusp of a new layer in MMA. Because the competition is just bottlenecking so much more now because you're getting this interjection of super talented people.
Right. And
So you're seeing these old names fall off and fight each other to kind of make place for who's going to really take over a division. Because it's not like Islam hasn't been that good for a while. It's not like these other people haven't been that good.
Gaethje's going to get the title shot. Mm-hmm. He's going to get winner of probably Dustin. I'd imagine.
So what do you think about the Dustin Poirier-Justin Gaethje rematch? Ooh, that's salivatory.
It's fantastic. We just need to take care of Charlie Olives, get him out of here. And then, Islam will probably fight Beneil.
Yep. Work him.
You think he'll work Beneil?
I think he'll submit him pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you want to talk about Thug Rose for a second?
Against Weili Zhang. Everyone thought Weili was going to come back. She kind of did.
Yeah, she'd been practicing with Henry Cejudo. Mm-hmm. She moved her camp to Arizona.
Yep.
From China.
Yep.
Think things worked out. I thought she won the fight, but whatever.
Very close. I do think the UFC is maybe a little skewed Rose.
Yeah.
Little rose-colored glasses, if you will.
Little rose-colored glasses.
If Dan was here, he'd pull his gun out and set it on the table right
He
now.
would probably just pistol whip you.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
you learn a lesson.
There's just no bigger like fucking blue balls failed edging than a fight going to decision. I feel like.
No, Chandler Gaethje decision was
that was
absolutely
3
amazing.
rounds of just fucking.
Carnage.
I guess that's fine, but a lot of times,
War,
but
though.
still though, like if it's really tight, I guess, and then it goes to decision, and it's like it could be anybody, and it's literally a subjective choice at that point.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Let him fight again.
Yeah.
If it's that close, just
Yeah.
do like a bonus round. Yeah. why not?
Brendan Schaub said, "Let him fight every Friday night and take his money." I mean, same.
Dude, honestly, if they want to run back Gaethje, Chandler like every other month, I'll be fine with that.
I mean, we might
don't care
we
about the
might see
injury
that we might
suspension.
see that again. I hope Chandler gets that red panty night. Like I hope he.
Against Connor.
Yeah.
He smeeshed Connor
Yep.
because he would definitely destroy Connor. Connor's whatever. At this point, he's just. Is he still the cash guy? Like, do people care?
Yeah.
Connor is.
Yeah.
Well, like you just tune in because his name. I feel like
Yes.
he's lost so much though
100%.
that like that kind of allure is gone.
You know what Connor's gonna do one day? It's gonna be horrible. I can see it now. We talked about this, I think, on the last Monday morning recap. The men and women tennis crossover, right? Mm-hmm. Where the woman who was a current professional tennis player fought like a 55-year-old, or played like a 55-year-old man and beat him.
Yeah.
I can see Conor McGregor doing that one day, being like 60 and fighting like an inner prime UFC woman.
Like we haven't even. The woman hasn't even been born yet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like really.
He's gonna fight a toddler now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets fucking smoked. It's a battle of the sexes, except this time it's a fight.
This time,
I mean, there's a kid that
it means something.
countdown to that happening, right? Like that's on the table in our lifetimes.
In 30 years, yeah. Yeah,
I think 15.
maybe.
Yeah.
Connor versus Kayla Harrison.
I'm just done with this now. Just no.
I'll take Kayla.
No. I mean, I'm willing to go out in some like far off, distant universes with some of this conversation, but this is where I draw.
That's
the line.
happening. There's precedent for it. These people are shameless. Connor is a whore. Connor likes attention. What? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think there's already been like intergender MMA fights in Poland.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm just telling you.
that's pretty lame.
Yeah, I just don't think he does. He just doesn't do it for me anymore, you know? Like, I don't even care to see Connor get his ass kicked.
No, it's boring.
Yeah.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters with him anymore at all.
Nah.
And I think that's why his antics have gotten bigger and bigger because he's just like a child screaming for attention, where the attention used to come so
Just
easily.
go fucking fight Jake Paul and get it over with. That's the last possible way I'll care.
That's the hoorah. Like,
Yeah, that
his
is-
last
Yeah.
big ticket.
Yeah. And then just go retire to a pub in Ireland fighting old men.
Yeah. And he lives his best life and eventually gets popped by the Irish Mafia.
He has his distillery, Proper 12.
No, already
He
sold,
sold that, but he,
Proper
I mean, he already
12.
made his nut. So.
yeah, now he has to be an ambassador for like 3 years or something. But yeah, he already sold that for $300 million.
But, you know, that was a good MMA card. Obviously, the Canelo fight was sick. But, yeah, we had some fireworks in college football as well.
We did. 8 of the top 25 teams went the fuck down. And I think the biggest news of all was that Missouri held a lead on Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not bury the lead.
Yeah.
Let's not.
Missouri with
number
the
one team
early-
in the country down to Mizzou
Yeah.
for what, like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We looked okay for a second. We had them 4th and 6. We were up 3-0, and then they threw a 50-yard touchdown pass on that 4th and 6.
It'd be like that. It really be like that
It really do
sometimes.
be like that
You guys-
all the time.
You did eventually cover the 40. Then I believe at kickoff it was like 40 or 41 point spread.
We covered the opening 39-point spread.
Okay. By what, half point or 1 point?
2 points.
2 points.
Told you we would.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of dead on with my prediction, though. I said it was going to be like 45-6.
Yeah.
And I didn't think you guys were going to cut, but like, it was 39. So maybe I said 46-6, whatever.
I think you said 45-0.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
was
Very
it's also
close.
damn close.
So, well, you guys covered. It was too many points.
Too many points.
Too many points for Mizzou. Can you call them competent?
No.
I can't.
You know what's fucked up is Florida is so bad and South Carolina is so bad that we could still make a bowl game.
It's so good
Yeah.
that Florida is so bad.
Florida's so
What,
fucking
who's our
bad.
athletic director again? I keep forgetting.
It's this chick from UNLV. I forget.
Can we petition to get her out of there?
She's been there for like a week.
You have a female AD?
We do now, as of like literally like a month or two ago.
Is that a first?
No.
Okay, that's cool. That's progressive of you guys.
Apparently, she's an incredible fundraiser.
Yeah,
Just gets that.
That's
money.
all you need.
And honestly, yeah, you can fix everything with money.
Yeah. So honestly, seriously, if she is hyper talented at getting funding, I don't give a fuck. And also, women are great at that. Go look at who pharmaceutical reps are.
They're all females.
Yeah.
That's
Women
why-
are great at selling.
Yeah. If you want to
Your name could be on this building.
Yeah.
And then also,
downfall of this country is because of big pharma. And it's because of women. It's not men. It's women that sell these drugs.
Women don't get enough credit for bringing this country down.
so women started the opioid crisis in more ways
Yes.
than one?
In a lot of ways, women are responsible for just mountains of dead bodies.
Right, because they wouldn't have sex with the men that turned them into incels, which drove them to the opioid addiction.
No,
Yeah.
but and then they sold those pills to those doctors, and eventually it's just this
Yeah.
vicious cycle.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's rough. But yeah, Florida, let's start there, even though it's an outside the top 25 situation.
Just because I'd like to dance on Dan Mullen, yes.
Oh my God, Florida got fucking worked by South Carolina.
By a
who-
team that can't really score.
No, they suck. Also, South Carolina's 5-4, so they now have a better record than Florida.
That's awesome.
It's brutal. That's brutal.
Fucking
40 to
Florida.
17. It was 30 to 10 at the half. Then they went up 40 to 10 before Florida, I guess, got a garbage time touchdown.
And Dan Mullen's he's getting hot.
They-
Doesn't
so
like to recruit. Now
Florida-
he's not winning games.
Florida fired Todd Grantham.
Yeah.
And I think another coach, I forget who though, but they fired two coaches, including Todd Grantham. Man, it's a fucking train wreck. And like, what a year for this to happen too, as Georgia is turning into like fucking Thanos, like just looks unstoppable.
And just keeps getting in top class after top class after top class.
Yeah, and Dan Mullen's like, recruiting's not that important. I recruit in the off season.
You give me a 3-star, I'll turn him into
Yeah,
Dak Prescott.
It's the system, guys.
right.
The sum of the parts are more than the whole.
We can say that about our schools. You're not allowed to say that at Florida.
Yeah, you need to be a top 10 school in recruiting when you're at Florida.
Every fucking
year.
time.
But
Every time.
If you ever bring a recruit there, they sweat through themselves immediately and realize that Gainesville is miserable.
Gainesville, yeah. But the thing about
It's a decent time.
it's an okay time. But I mean, like, they do have. Look, I mean, you're gonna have fun there. So
True.
right.
Go to balls.
yeah, balls.
Bows, bows.
So here's a list of schools who have more 5-star recruits for the next year than Florida. They're still pretty bad on the rankings. Michigan, that's fine. Kentucky has more 5-star recruits.
What?
Missouri has more 5-star recruits.
Oh, that's terrible.
North Carolina has more 5-star recruits.
Mike Brown, I can understand that.
Yeah, that's fair. And then the rest are kind of whatever. Let's see if there's anything below that has a 5-star. Probably not. But yeah, Florida's still sitting 22nd in the rankings overall for recruiting for 2022. Georgia's first. Alabama. Yeah. I mean, like half the SEC's in front. That's what happens when you're an SEC school. It's like if you just objectively, you're like, hey, top 25 in recruiting, and your whole conference is ahead of you still.
That's the SEC, baby.
Yeah.
Just means more.
They
Just means more.
They ain't recruited nobody, pal.
This is a perfect example of when capitalism gets out of hand. It's just money making more
An
money.
embarrassment of riches in the SEC.
I mean,
It's just like win more. Like you can't break
College-
into the market because like they control it because they're going to get every good recruit because they have the program. Like
yeah, and don't worry. Once Oklahoma and Texas come, it's going to be the eventual goal of this. It's just going to be minor league football. Mm-hmm. That's going to be Division I football will just be the SEC eventually. I'm convinced of it at this point. Like they're just going to get any big time program. Clemson will go to the SEC.
Ohio borders Kentucky. Bring in Ohio State.
Bring in Ohio State. It'll just be Ohio versus the South,
Yeah.
like it's always been.
And honestly, Ohio State's fan base would fit right
Yeah.
in the SEC.
Oh yeah.
well, I mean, no, you leave like Big Ten versus SEC. I think you could have two super conferences if Penn State can get their shit together.
And has this not worked out how we told Ross it would work out? Ohio State was just gonna, run the table, be perfully fine,
And get in, yeah.
and get into the playoffs.
If you lose
Like,
in the first 3 weeks, you're definitely fine.
especially to a team that's literally in the top 5.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the top 5, we did have one loss that we both called.
Yeah, Well, you had the balls. I'll admit it. I think you called it on our show. You took Purdue plus the 3, but you
Yeah.
should have took the money line.
I should have. I got a little afraid, like a big pussy.
Because that is what the spoiler makers do. All they do is beat top 10 teams.
Yeah, and kind of beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, like
They won by 11 over Michigan State at home. If you are ranked in the top 10, you do not want to go play in West Lafayette.
I mean, if I'm Braum, I would just put on my schedule for the team to see. I would just put a number next to every team you play.
A 7 or a 3 or a 1.
We're playing Illinois. They're 13. You got to beat them. Like, Purdue, for whatever reason, they just get up against these big time teams and they ruin seasons. That's what they do.
Do you think that ever kind of pisses off Purdue fans?
No,
Like
because
they're always the bridesmaid that fucks the bride's husband, but never the bride.
it gets them at least excited, right? Like, I don't think they have expectations to be like a truly like competitive, like
Disagree.
national championship like caliber college football team.
I think every organization has that dream.
I don't think anyone. No,
I think they have.
no.
I think they have enough.
Does Mizzou? No.
Yes.
No. We have. They're very similar to Mizzou. I think they have enough expectation where they want to be competing for Big Ten titles once or twice a decade. And by that I mean winning their division once or twice a decade.
Yeah.
And I
They're
think
not, they don't do that.
No.
They don't do that. So this is what I'm saying. So they have these flashes of like pure glory, and their home stadium is clearly tough to play in, but they don't ever put it together for a full season. And then you see this, and it's got to kind of be, I think, a bittersweet.
No, here's how their
reminder.
AD thinks. The AD thinks they are a head coach or assistant coach away from turning that program into a national championship.
they like
team.
Braum a
They
lot.
think they're one piece away. Like
Yeah.
inside their training, they have these
You mean
conversations.
player piece?
Player piece, coach piece, like they're they are 9 out of 10 of the ways there, and are missing one spark
Yeah.
to get them over the hump to be that caliber of team.
every
They think they can
Purdue
be Ohio
fan-
State
Every
with a new
Purdue
coach.
fan I've ever met has like realistic expectations. They're like, oh yeah, we want to win like 7-8 games a year. We want to win a few upsets, and like we're just gonna ruin seasons. Like that's every Purdue fan I've ever met has the same expectation.
Purdue is not Mizzou by any means.
I'm not talking about Mizzou. I'm talking about Purdue. I'm talking about
He says Purdue fans.
I'm
say
saying
that.
Purdue fans say this all the time. They're just like, yeah, we win 8 games. I'll be fine with that.
If
Like,
that's what they're into, that's kind of weird to me because it's pretty good. It's a school with pretty good tradition. It's a 2-sport school. kind
yeah,
of,
but
too.
like they also get to like kind of flaunt that like most astronauts went to Purdue. It's like we go to space.
Do they?
I feel like the majority of people, American citizens that have been in space, were Purdue alum.
No, that's fine. I just don't think that's what they're getting their rocks off to at 11 a.m. at a tailgate.
Sure, but like even me, like like I go to a G5 school,
Right.
and a soon-to-be G6 school.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have expectations of us ever playing for a championship. I just want to run the table.
You don't have expectations of you playing for a championship anymore. You had those beaten out of you.
Over and over again.
Yeah, you had those choked out of you. Don't act like you were constantly like that.
No, I was always like that. Like deep down, I was always like, nah, we don't have a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
was beating that drum, like, give us a chance, but it was never
Dan,
happened.
you think your school should be competing for national titles?
I don't. I truly don't. I don't think Cincinnati should probably. Realistically, this year, if there was ever a year to have a G5 team in playoff,
year for
it
sure.
should be Cincinnati. But they're not doing themselves any favors by beating Tulsa by 8.
No, they're not getting style points. Now, granted, nobody really got style points this week, but the thing is, though, not getting style points against Tulsa is going to look a lot worse than not getting style points against Nebraska.
Because the committee doesn't watch the games, and they don't realize that Tulsa always covers.
No, the committee might actually be as bad as the coaches poll.
It's truly because the coaches, they don't do their own poll. They just give it to like a grad assistant
Right.
to like fill out. And B, those grad assistants don't watch the games. But yeah, Tulsa.
How can they? They're working.
Tulsa wins 2 or 3 games a year, but like they're always in every game. But like you're just gonna look at the record, you're gonna see Tulsa sucks.
Yeah.
And I mean Cincinnati barely beat Tulsa, so
Speaking,
they don't have any context that Tulsa always covers.
Yeah, and if that was an Ohio State team, they'd be writing the head article. Oh, an Ohio State team found a way to win, even though they weren't competing at their best.
That literally
or that's the mark of a championship team when
That
they
literally happened this year. Ohio State barely beat Tulsa.
But like that's it's so
incredible.
ridiculous. It's literally just the branding.
Yeah, and that's just life, man.
Which is why these schools think that they can change their branding in some way, or like with one national championship win, even though it wasn't, and you put it on your football stadium.
Again, the P5, really the SEC, the Big Ten, maybe a little bit of the Big 12. It depends if it's Texas or Oklahoma. But really, the Big Ten and the SEC, you're old money.
Yes.
You're always going to be established. You're never going to have problems. But anytime you're like this new tech billionaire that comes in and tries to fit in, they're never going to accept you.
Right.
And that is what Cincinnati or us in our heyday were, or Boise. When Boise was going, Boise
was right there though.
They were a disruptor, and they were a nuisance.
Yeah.
To especially when they beat Oklahoma in that fucking Fiesta Bowl, they were like, we need to take care of this Boise team.
Well,
how many seasons of Boise disruptor were there? There was 5 or 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Not in a row, but they were kind of they were pretty consistent for
a decade.
A good 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
Speaking of getting disrupted, your bets all got disrupted.
Yeah.
This weekend.
I think I went on outside top 25. I went 10, 6, and 1.
Yeah.
So decent week. But again, I told you I didn't diversify my portfolio. So all the fights I lost on Phil Halls with all my parlays because of the stupid ass liver shot. And there was one game that I was heavily invested in, and that was actually my bookie, our boy Aaron, just hit us up. Got to pay him. Baylor. Shouts to Baylor for just squandering a game against a listless, terrible TCU team.
Yeah. Not fucking great.
Gary Patterson gets fired, last Sunday? Duggan's not even playing. They're playing their backup quarterback, and he torched Baylor's defense. So shouts to Dave Aranda. Thank you for losing me $1,000 this week.
Oof. Not fucking great. Yeah, Baylor kind of blew their season there, I feel like. Are they still what do the Big 12 standings look like now, actually?
You got to think Oklahoma is still if Oklahoma runs the table, they're in, right?
Yeah.
In the playoff? Yeah. For sure.
Are they go undefeated in the Big 12? They're in.
So here's so right now, Bedlam would be – so Baylor's kind of behind the 8 ball because Oklahoma State beat Baylor, right? And Oklahoma State's in second place. And so Oklahoma State, if they win out but lose Bedlam, they're still in the Big 12 championship, I think. What did Iowa State do? Have they played Oklahoma State yet?
They
have, and they beat Oklahoma State, so that would be interesting, actually.
So is Iowa State starting to do their bullshit at the end of the year where they
Right.
just start winning games?
Yeah.
And getting Campbell job offers that he doesn't take? Just classic Iowa State. They wrecked Texas. Texas this year,
So
man.
there might end up being a 3-way tie for second place in the Big 12 because there's a circle of suck. Oklahoma State beat Baylor but lost to Iowa State. Baylor beat Iowa State but lost to Oklahoma State, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know how that's going to work out standing wise. I can tell you Texas isn't getting in.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
No. They're 4-5 overall, 2-4 in conference, lost to Iowa State. Fuck, man, that program is so in the fucking garbage.
It happens too. It's just like a trickle. It's a mudslide. It's
Yeah.
just, and then you can't get footing, and then you have a few rebuilding years in a row, a few different coaches, and you're like, what is this? We have no building blocks for anything, a bunch of 5 stars that don't work together, and yeah.
But you can't keep firing your coach over and over again. At some point, you just got to let a mediocre but strong base be built.
No, I disagree with that completely. You need fresh ideas in NCAA football right now.
Every 3 years?
No, but I think you need to find someone, really go out there with someone who has a plan to get this done, and they take 3 years to build that base before they start winning and instilling some of these ideas.
Oh, but see, the problem is that if they're not winning after 3 years, they get fired.
I think you have to see the ideas of something. You have to, if you see there's a plan and you see they're working towards something and it's just not quite there, or you need another player here or there.
Right.
Yeah, you give them time.
Okay.
If you see progression.
Okay.
So, kind of early predictions. What do we think the college football committee is going to do tomorrow? So
Michigan State's out.
Georgia's 1, Bama's 2 again, despite barely beating LSU.
Yeah.
Quality win.
Well, because Ohio
Quality win.
State barely beat Nebraska, and Oregon kind of barely won as well. Or did Oregon run away? I can't remember.
Oregon won by 10, I believe.
And it was close, though, a lot of the game.
Yeah, but that's just the Pac-12.
Right.
That's just what they're going to do all year.
Right. So nobody won by – yeah, Oregon won by 10, but it was closer than that for
It was
the
in
portion of the game.
Seattle.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
So basically Ohio State moves up to 4. Cincinnati,
Oregon's 3.
Yeah. Bama's 2. Cincinnati moves up to 5.
Okay.
What did we look at last week's CFP?
Oklahoma didn't play,
Yeah.
so they'll move up.
Yes. Wake might as well just be dead.
Wake might not be ranked next week or this week.
Yeah. Why? Why have him? Hey, that by the way reopens up the chance of unranked ACC championship.
Yes.
So
Which I'm excited for.
yeah, they're not out of the woods yet.
I'm still holding on to a fucking North Carolina ACC championship ticket. We need a lot to happen, but fingers crossed.
A who championship? Sorry.
UNC.
Tar Heels.
Oh yeah. So let's see here. Michigan.
I had it right. I'm like, Clemson's going to be down this year,
Yeah.
but I just did not have. I thought I had faith in Mac, and Mac let me down.
Do we think the committee is cruel enough to have Michigan leapfrog Cincinnati?
Or Michigan State.
Oh, or keep Michigan State in front of Cincinnati?
They could, yeah.
I think Cincinnati stays put at 6.
Just like, no, this is your peak. This
Yeah.
is where you guys are going to end up.
Cincinnati stays put at 6, and Ohio State goes to 4, Michigan State goes to 5, Oregon's at 3.
There's a chance. I mean, they beat Tulsa by a touchdown. They might keep Cincinnati. Cincinnati might move back.
So Cincinnati to 7, Michigan to 6.
Yeah. Michigan State at 5 or whatever.
Yeah. I hope so. Because I'll tell you right now, if Cincinnati goes undefeated and doesn't make the playoff, I'm not watching. I'm just not going to watch the college football playoff.
Same old. I mean, I will watch it and I will gamble on it, but yeah, I will.
I might gamble on it, but I won't watch it.
I'll
What?
watch it.
You'll watch it with us.
You're gonna watch it.
We'll be working.
I'll be
Let's
here.
not pretend like
they
we-
won't get my ratings though,
Yeah.
right? It won't be on at my home.
Right.
I'm gonna
So that's
steal
fine.
Yeah,
it.
because Nielsen ratings matter so much in
I'm not watching it
2021.
on cable. I'm gonna steal it on an illegal stream.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
illegally stream it and protest.
Yes.
You're really just trying to get this company shut down, aren't you? Like I do illicit drugs, but you're talking about the real danger here.
Pirating.
Yes.
Yes.
Any other surprises in college football?
Boise beat the shit out of Fresno.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but who cares?
Okay. Trying to think of anything. else
Illinois
happened.
beating Minnesota was hilarious.
I was actually on site for UCF. Now 6-3 UCF.
Yeah, tell me about that trip. Tell me about Disneyland, buddy.
Harry
Uh,
Potter
Or
land.
Disney World, excuse me.
Well, we didn't go to Disney. We went to Universal.
Yeah, you went to Harry Potter World.
Aren't they all right beside each other?
No. So Disney's in Kissimmee. Universal's still in Orlando. Universal, went there. It poured all day.
Yeah, but that's perfect. for
Torrential
Harry Potter.
downpour. It was 55 degrees all day. So cold rain
Yeah, you were at Harry Potter World. You got the exact weather you needed.
for Harry Potter. Yes.
Yeah.
No, snow would have been more accepted for Harry Potter World.
Now Harry Potter. Yes, no,
It
I
is a
guess, 'cause
Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which one? There are 8 of them.
All of them are Christmas
All of
movies.
them.
'cause
And I
they're always
have
Christmas.
recently watched all 10, including the first 2 Fantastic Beasts, Where to Find Them, just wrapping up The Crimes of Grindelwald yesterday, and went on a deep binge of Harry Potter fan lore YouTube videos.
Dude.
What about Cursed Child?
So-
you didn't watch that?
Universal
No,
was sick
that's
though,
play.
because of the rain. There was no line, so we just went on everything.
Tight.
Yeah. So and there was a brief moment where
Did you buy my kid a Harry Potter thing?
yeah, he is a Slytherin.
You got him a Slytherin one?
Yeah.
Good.
Nice.
No, because my wife takes those stupid quizzes all the time, and she tries to make herself a Gryffindor and always comes out Slytherin, which is a total Slytherin move, as we all know.
Such a Slytherin move.
And she gets pissed off, and she's like, "I'm not a Slytherin. I'm nice." And I'm like, "I don't know. You're pale. You're nice to me, but
Yeah, I'm none of the above. I would be like in that.
You're Hufflepuff for sure.
No, yeah, you're Hufflepuff. I am.
I'm a Ravenclaw. Get the
fuck
fuck
off.
out of here.
You're irrelevant. You're a Hufflepuff. Either way, I'm whatever that guy Crumb was in.
You're in Durmstrang.
Yeah, I'm in the other school.
You're in the other school.
I'm in the
That makes
super
sense.
intense military academy for the wizards without actually. So I'm stealing valor.
You're just in like the Nazi.
stealing,
You're
like-
just in like the weird wizard Nazi academy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do see that. Dan with the furs and stuff. Yeah.
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 That's fine.
I'm definitely in Slytherin. I have the Half-Blood Prince's notebook with all the answers in it, just acting like I knew all the shit.
Okay. I was gonna say that you might be this sort of like house dishwasher at the French school. That's just like that all the girls like make their dads angry with.
No, I'm the
In
house.
broom
I'm the
closet.
house elf that like is.
Yeah, that's also
getting,
possible.
Getting jiggy with the.
I will say there's a brief moment of no rain for about 15 minutes. We hopped on the Velocicoaster, which is a new, really insane roller coaster in the Jurassic Park area of Islands of Adventure.
Okay.
And holy shit,
Good.
yes,
Really?
best roller coaster I've been on.
What? What happens? Do actual dinosaurs come out or some shit? Like what?
No, but it's fucking intense. Like, I thought I was going to fucking fall out like 12 times.
Really?
Yeah. It's like,
Do you get that feeling up in your balls where it's like kind of tingles?
oh, yeah. Yeah. My balls went up into me.
The cool thing about roller coasters is that like, even though they're like safe, you never know.
You never know.
You never really know.
I only ride wood roller coasters.
Yeah, like Screaming Eagle and shit like that. Just like the rickety ones.
Uh-huh.
You're on like a Staten Island amusement park.
Like
This thing's
clearly
been
there are bolts missing.
Yeah, this thing's been rotted through. There's like a 40-year-old pigeon's nest just like stuck in the.
I didn't even pay to get on, and I got in free when I bought my hot dog.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
I like riding the carnival roller coasters that are like 100 feet long.
Yeah.
Those are pretty scary.
I mean, this Velocicoaster, though, it pushes the limits of like border and death.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
How'd Kylie handle it?
Pretty well.
Yeah.
I was wearing my poncho, though, and my poncho got stuck. So
This is how people die, Dan.
yeah, no, my poncho got stuck in the roller coaster, so I went to rip it off. So my hood ripped off.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a hood for the rest of the day, so I just threw the poncho out and I just got soaked.
Man, that's got to be terrifying for the next child that comes on, and it just sees like a ripped hood stuck into the
It's
thing.
just like flapping.
It's like already scared. Like, you know, when you're a kid at like Six Flags or Disney World or whatever, and like you're in line and there's this one like, or at a water park even, although a water park is a valid fear. There's like some pussy kid in line that's like, I don't know. And then the dad's like, come on, it's fine. It's fine. You said you wanted to do this. You asked me to come on. They're like, I don't want to do it. We're in line. I've been in line for 20 minutes. I'm not getting out of line. You're getting on. And then he sees Dan's ripped hood and is just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
But the only thing that saves him is like the guy who's like letting people on. Is like, hey, sir, you can't take your Budweiser on the ride. He's like, damn, I can't. And then he starts a fight with that guy, and the kid doesn't have to go on because
Yeah.
his dad gets kicked out.
Well, they have a child swap area, which I always thought you could just trade kids.
You want to trade your kid when he's blubbering like a little.
He's a little bitch.
Yeah, like I don't want to get on the roller coaster.
Which is part of the plot of the second Fantastic Beasts movie, of the child swapping and the murder.
Swapping children.
Yeah, murdered baby that way.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. I like that.
A lot of murdered kids in the Harry Potter universe.
It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, did that Friday. Saturday went to the bounce house, homecoming. You know, typical UCF fashion. If we have a few losses that year, about like 60% capacity. So a little
It looked
disappointing.
fairly full.
It was fine. It was cold,
Yeah.
so it was windy, cold,
Super cold for Florida.
very cold. So everyone kind of tailgated. There was a giant fight at
Yeah.
Memory Mall. I think it was a Mega Sci-Fi.
Will you pull up the video to that actually? It's fucking rad.
Wait, I can do it.
Yeah, it's a hardcore video.
I'll just go look for it.
It's just search UCF homecoming fight and it'll come up. This is a
They were like, we're a Florida school. I'm going to show you.
yeah.
Doing Florida man shit.
This is a reactor field type of fight.
Oh, I miss Reactor.
Yeah.
I was only there for my freshman year, but I do remember specifically there was a game we were playing where we just let each other punch each other after being so drunk.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there was no point to the game. It was just like, you hit him, and then you're like, okay, now you can hit me.
Man, the things I've seen at Reactor Field, and that wasn't even the craziest spot like Frat Pit was before that. But at Reactor Field, I've seen like a guy pull an axe out of his pickup truck in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Like a full axe, not even like a hatchet.
Are you boys ready for this fight?
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Switch camera 4. There we go.
Oh, they
Oh.
moved the grill?
Yeah, the
Is he still trying to chef it up, which I appreciate?
He's still trying to grill. Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's like, get the fuck off my grill, dude. Like, this bullshit.
He's
Look,
got the
holding
tongs.
grill. Yeah.
This
mean,
is more
it's-
like a mosh pit than it is a
Yeah,
fight.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
they're
a
stomping
full-
now.
It's a full-on, like, brawl.
What? You don't even know who you're fighting.
No one knows who.
Everyone's just wanting to get a punch in.
Yeah, that's always fun when it's like the people on the edges that are like, ooh, I can just get a punch in. at
He's
some
like,
point.
"Wah."
Yeah. I've seen like multiple 14-year-olds like vomiting from clearly being forced to like chug natties or like take a shot of vodka in Reactor Field. I remember at one point I was just like some girls with their little brother who was like vomiting, and I was like, hey, is he okay? Do you want some water from our tailgate? Because he's 14 and it's 90 degrees.
Right.
And you probably should stop giving him alcohol.
Yep. Well, speaking of dehydration and suffocation and possible drowning,
No breathing.
should we talk about what happened in Houston?
Oh,
Astroworld?
fucking Travis Scott. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I found that out after, drinking all day, And I'm just like, oh, wow.
Dude,
Fuck.
it's fucked up. There's like the youngest person who died was 14. Just some 14-year-old kid who was, probably taking a TikTok of the show from the front row or some
So
shit.
if you're unfamiliar with the story, Astroworld is Travis Scott's little mini festival. It's like a 2 or 3 stage festival, but he closes it out. So normally all the fans are distributed through all the different stages throughout the day or other places doing things, but at the end, Travis Scott gives this big finale and everyone goes to that stage. They're pushing people in, they're getting closer and closer. This very similar thing happened to me at Lollapalooza. We were sharing a stage with Lil Pump in 2018, and they cut his music to keep pulling people out because they would get too tight. People
Right.
wouldn't dispute. You couldn't move. So they're having to pull people out of the crowd as they were passing out, and he got really mad and came down and trashed my green room, and his 6'8" security guards kind of tough-talked one of my friend's girlfriends. But they did not do that at this Travis Scott concert.
No, they let it go.
Yes.
They let it rip.
Not once did the music stop after people were screaming for help.
People were like climbing on the stage being like, stop the show, people are dying.
Yeah.
So what was it? Like Drake came out on stage and like everyone moved forward
I
or
guess
something?
so.
Yeah, everyone was pushing forward, and you would raise your hands, and you would get stuck. You could no
They were
longer bring
literally
your hands
crowd
down.
surfing the unconscious bodies out of the crowd for the EMTs in the back who had no equipment. There was like no ambulance. It took the cops to come out.
And this is
to
why
get
when you go to a
stretchers and
festival, you
shit.
just kind of hang around the fringes. You never go deep into the fucking
This was
pit.
negligence
ever.
on its highest degree. Normally, there's a center pit, so there's usually a line that you have railing on each side of the through the center, so that way EMTs can come in and pull people out if they need,
Right.
and they can run
Right.
cabling and things down that line. I think this
All
was just flat. So if you're in the center, you're stuck in the center. The only egress is on the outsides or at the front. So it was pretty
Dude,
horrific.
there's not a lot of ways I can think to die worse than being crushed to death by a fucking crowd.
At a Travis Scott concert.
His apology tweet was pretty pathetic too. He made a video where his body language was just like, whatever.
Yeah. Dude, I guarantee you behind the scenes, he's like, dog,
So
that's how fucking dope I am.
Oh God, I hope not. Like deaths at festival aren't uncommon, and that's why you go
Yeah,
to
but it's
certain
usually
ones.
like some fucking kid on Molly who
it's
didn't drink enough
a
water.
it's a drug overdose or an accidental fall from
Right.
being too intoxicated. But just for experiencing the concert and not having adequate security, it's just completely unacceptable. And
There should be a lot of people who are very poor after this and several people in jail.
Do you think when they
Yes,
got to the
yes.
gates of heaven, they told him Travis Scott sent me or Cactus Jack sent me?
Cactus Jack tastes like shit, by the way.
it's fucking awful. And I'm sure they were giving away tons of that for free
Yeah.
with anyone with a VIP band.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really sad, and I think you just find promo companies that you like if you like going to festivals that have adequate security, that have high quality medical tents, that do things the right way.
This was at like the NRG Astrodome facility too, right? Like that big area, I think.
yeah.
That place sucks. I've been to the rodeo there a couple times, and I really don't like it or the area. I've been to a bowl game at NRG too, and the Final Four at NRG actually, and that whole facility or whatever. Not a fan. Feels like a very unsurprising place for that to happen. Also, I heard people were breaking in and dancing on the ambulances. I mean, it was a fucking shit show.
Those kind of concerts get stupid wild, and they don't have the adequate people there to. I don't want to say that the fans more than not want to misbehave themselves, but I think there is an energy there similar to old metal concerts or old punk concerts where people want to fuck shit up. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a really young fucking crowd too, right? It's not like ACL where the headlining act is Red Hot Chili Peppers one year or something
George
like that.
Strait.
Yeah,
This isn't happening at a George
this
Strait
is
concert.
No, this is happening at a Travis Scott concert in part, honestly, because the whole fucking crowd is 25 and under.
yeah.
Just fucking.
And there's no thoughts of no responsibilities, and honestly don't really know how to take care of themselves. Some of them,
Yeah.
this could be one of their first or few festivals. He has a very young fan base. Was marketed at McDonald's, marketed with the young Jenner,
Yeah.
the Kylies. It's just.
Do you see
Yeah,
the
man.
headline that was Kylie Jenner unharmed at Travis Scott?
Yeah, no shit, because she probably had her own helipad.
Yeah. It's oh, thank God. I thought she might be in the front row with all the peasants that died. No. Yeah, of course she was fucking unharmed.
Yeah, she was standing on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what?
Or in the green room, not even pay attention to the concert because she's seen it a million times.
Fuck yeah. She's not paying attention to any of that
She was walking around to nice photo op areas with her 3 personal photographers and her 17 security guards.
Dude, just a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Where do you think the next Astroworld is?
Where the next Crush death?
or like his next concert? You got to think he takes a few days
San
off,
Quentin.
a few weeks off, maybe the tours off.
Pelican Bay.
Yeah, Pelican. Yeah, literally. Like
Either way,
it like the insurance ramifications of this have to be insane. And there has to
for
be
like the next Travis Scott concert. Like he can't put one on again because they don't want to insure him.
Yeah. I mean, I already knew he wasn't allowed back at Lollapalooza because that year that Little Pump did that stuff, they said the cops were there, and if he didn't exactly do what they said, they would charge him for inciting a riot.
Right. Which hasn't Tyler the Creator gotten that a couple times, inciting a riot?
Travis Scott's already got that.
Like now for this
No,
show?
back in I think it was 2018 or 2015, one
yeah.
of his shows, he got the inciting a riot.
Yeah, and there were also issues, like it had been multiple issues of such things, and like he had a reputation for it, and like there were riot cops standing.
Yeah.
Like
I once saw Travis Scott in a Vegas club, and I didn't know it was Travis Scott. Like, it was before he was big.
Right.
And I just had no idea who he was. And it's like, oh, dude, it's fucking Travis Scott. I'm like, oh, cool.
he is kind of an average
pretty,
looking.
pretty whatever.
You would have to remind me even now. Like, well, not anymore. Now I'm never going to forget who Travis Scott is. But if someone had told me like a week ago, like, oh, yeah, Travis Scott's going to be on the show, my first thought would be like, oh, cool. Like, is he a skateboarder?
Sicko mode.
Or what's going on? Is he like a
Brown.
pro skateboarder? Like,
I would love to
would've-
get Najee Houston if that's who you're insinuating on the show.
No, it sounds like a pro skateboarder name. Travis Scott sounds like he rides BMX or skateboards.
And that's a great transition. Let's talk about the X Games this week now. NFL.
Do you guys want X Games coverage? Like, let me know. I
We
can
don't.
start
No
watching
one wants
skateboarding again.
No one wants the X Game coverage.
No one.
The X
me know in
Games
the
used to
chat.
be once a year. Now it's like 12 times a year. It's like every month. I don't understand.
I can
how
cover
there's
the
so much
Dew
X
Tour.
Games
You guys
coverage.
know. You guys know
I've
it.
been to the X Games, and I can
Tampa
tell you
Ann.
the best part of it was having a VIP pass and getting to stay at the bar away from everyone else and getting drunk for free for hours.
Then you would want to go to the Winter X Games. So there's usually like a hot tub, some
I
sort of
actually
DJ
would.
thing.
I
like
actually would go to the Winter X Games.
yeah, and just get drunk on
I do better in snow than he
Flying
anyway.
tomato, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, you want to talk about the NFL?
Let's do it. A lot of upsets.
Ton of upsets. Cowboys, Sean, you alive up there?
Yeah. Sorry
Getting
about
fucking
that.
worked by the Broncos.
Teddy, 2 gloves, just doing magic. Bills lost to the fucking Jags. That was
That's
weird.
insane.
Josh Allen had a day against Josh Allen. A lot of people loved
that.
it.
Was trending on Twitter.
That was a big old,
Super didn't care.
it was already overdone by like the 5th tweet.
Yeah, I was just like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, it was stupid. The Browns fucking dicked down the Bengals.
Got rid of Odell, got rid of the problem, got
Yep.
rid of the cancer.
Can't cut
and,
out the
Baker's
tumor.
back, baby.
Woo!
Baker's got that chip on his shoulder now. He's back.
I mean, weren't we talking about on these shows like a week ago even? Like, dude, the Bengals defense isn't bad.
Yeah, well, I think we might have overreacted.
Yeah. Titans take down the Rams without Derrick Henry.
Titans are like weird, man. Like they play shitty against terrible teams, but then they step their game up against all the good teams.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The funniest part is the Chiefs still barely beating the Packers without Mahomes.
And
Or, I mean, without Rodgers.
they just tried to give that game away too. Like Love scored late, and I think they almost got the ball back to try to tie it. But I mean, Love sucked. Like the Packers offense was pitiful. They should have put in Bortles. Should have been the return of the boat, but they didn't do it.
I agree. The only team that seemed fun to watch this week was the Cardinals.
Without Murray too.
Yeah. And
Murray's out.
And they still rolled.
Yeah.
They still scored. They still, like, beat the Niners handily, scored 31. I mean, dude, remember when everyone was, like, making fun of that Cliff Kingsbury hire a couple years ago? Like, what? Who? Him?
The coach that wasn't even 500 in college
Yeah.
at Tech. Yeah, because you know how fucking hard it is to get kids to go to Lubbock.
Yeah, Lubbock, Texas. Yeah, man. I mean, Colt McCoy. The only good Texas football situation all weekend was Colt McCoy getting a win with the Cardinals.
Colt McCoy might have just got himself another 10-year contract.
So
I don't know how old Colt McCoy is at this point, but
I don't know if Colt McCoy is one of these situations, but there are a ton of dudes from Colt McCoy's era, from like 2006 to 2012.
Colt McCoy does this. Like, remember that Monday night game he did against the Cowboys with the Redskins?
Yep.
And, he does it. He pops in, pops out like every 5 years, gets a new contract, and cashes in.
I think there's dudes like McCoy and others who kind of got a raw deal because no one knew what to do with these sort of smaller spread QBs at that time in the NFL.
You got to fit into our system. We're not going to put the system around.
Yeah,
you.
I think guys like McCoy and others really got screwed by that. Like by the NFL being like, well, I don't know what to do with you, so fuck you.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre situation. Like a lot of quarterbacks got between 2006 and 2012, I think, got kind of screwed, who were great in college and never given a shot. Because, like, look at that. Like, who is Kyler Murray but Pat White?
Man. We could talk about Pat White all day.
Yeah,
I love that
could.
West Virginia team.
We could, really. I mean, Kyler Murray is a better athlete than Pat White. He's a two-sport, baseball guy, so he's got a better arm and stuff like that. But still, like, Kyler Murray would have been treated the same as Pat White if he had graduated in, like, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
But
just never given a shot.
yeah, but he's fucking great to go now. I mean, it's just a different fucking situation.
Different time.
And honestly, Baker Mayfield might have been Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, people are still trying to bury Baker.
They are. But, and I mean, Mahomes, people barely had faith in Mahomes going into that draft.
Like, he's a top 15
You're
pick.
like, fucking Mahomes?
People like to say, like, a lot of people do Monday morning quarterbacking or, like, a lot of stuff in hindsight where they're just like, how could you have drafted these guys over Mahomes? It's like, because going in, a lot of people weren't, like, really sold on Mahomes.
No, the only home run in that draft was Deshaun Watson. The only one that everyone was like, yeah, he'll be great in the NFL.
Well,
and nothing on the field derailed Deshaun Watson.
That's fair. That is incredibly fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's like saying Michael Vick wasn't a great quarterback. Yeah.
Had his best year under Andy Reid, Michael Vick.
He did.
Yeah.
So what is even happening in the NFL now? Like, where are we?
The AFC is a fucking, like,
AFC's gross.
wild card right now.
The AFC's gross.
The Raiders aren't the Raiders like second? The Titans are in first place, right?
Titans are the number 1 seed, although the Ravens, I think, had a bye, so they're 6-2.
No, Ravens just came back. They were losing to Minnesota the entire game and came back and beat Minnesota.
Oh, okay, okay. So they're 6 they've had their bye though, so they're a half game behind the Titans. And then the Raiders and Chargers are 5-3. The Chiefs are only a half game behind at 5-4. Like
Chargers beat my Birds last-second field goal. That was sick.
Yeah, and then the NFC is kind of, I mean, the Cowboys kind of shit their pants, but they're in complete control of that division. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The NFC's everyone's like 6-2 or 7-2, right?
The NFC is literally you're good or you're shitty.
Yeah,
that's it. There's only
very top heavy.
Yeah.
And the AFC is just all like
mediocre garbage.
Yeah, we are parity, baby.
Yeah. So honestly, you know what? Maybe the Chiefs don't get together. This might be a good time to lay money on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
No, they're not going to do it this year. It's just not happening.
Good long odds.
Our friend Brian McGannon wrote a column about what Patrick Mahomes is going through right now.
Great column.
Go ahead and check out Brian McGannon on Twitter, I think.
Yeah. Do a Win Today is the name of the website that he wrote it on. That's his website. He's a big Chiefs, big KC sports guy.
And just making kind of like the argument for what Mahomes is going through, kind of like a quarter-life crisis.
The list of things that Mahomes has to deal with right now is insane. Infant child. Although, honestly, he shouldn't really be having to deal with that. And this isn't a anti-paternity leave or whatever situation. It's just like, okay, like spend your time with the kid, but then be like, hey, I have a job right now. The good news is I only have to do it half the year.
Yeah, but he really needs to get away from his fiance
and his brother.
Yeah,
that's really what his fiance. People don't give enough credit to his fiance for being terrible.
She's awful.
Yeah.
Send his brother on like some missionary trip somewhere to go build wells.
To that island off like Sri Lanka or whatever.
Yeah,
where
send him to do TikTok dances there while building wells.
You got to make friends with Benil, and then he can go build like orphanages in other countries with Benil Dariush.
Is there an update on Aaron Rodgers' suspension?
He's not suspended.
No, he's just in COVID.
No, if
protocol.
they were going to suspend him or not.
No. It's just he's in COVID 10-day protocol, and yeah, that's actually something that came up Friday that I thought was hilarious. Was the headline like, fucking Aaron Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee's show and talks about how his now good friend Joe Rogan gave him advice on how to deal with COVID, and it's just like the most like you could not have. There could not have. It just seems like a headline that a bot would have created in 2021.
Yeah,
it's fantastic
for Twitter to react to.
Yes,
look, man. I'm not gonna. All I'm gonna say is, I like Joe Rogan and I like his show. Don't go to him for medical advice, or at least don't brag about it on another large show.
Well, getting back to what I was saying, if they were going to suspend him, I think you'd wake up a sleeping giant. And like last year, with no football knowledge whatsoever at this point in time, I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm go ahead and picking the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl this year because I think an angry, hungry Aaron Rodgers just wants
tell
to
the world to go fuck itself.
Yes.
Well, he's been in fuck it mode all year because he hates the organization he plays for, but he's still.
I think he's going to say
He
like,
hates everyone, yeah.
I am the NFL. Put the crystal in my butt and watch me Superman.
But the best part about that is my now good friend Joe Rogan. Like this is a recent bromance,
Bananas.
which is hilarious.
I mean,
Like
He's probably gonna be a
you know
guest
Joe
soon.
Rogan has no idea that he plays football, right? Because he doesn't follow other sports. He's like, oh
It's
yeah,
just
that-
MMA,
just
yeah.
that weird long-haired,
this
Rodgers
this
guy.
hippie showed up
Yeah.
to my house.
Drinking
Like
avocado
this-
smoothies
this
from
furious
Tom Brady.
Hippie. He insulted me twice before we even really got into the conversation. I feel like Aaron Rodgers, he just looks like he'd be mean to children.
You think so?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they,
He'd
like,
accidentally kick them, but not because he didn't see them, but because he doesn't look down.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like no, it's beneath me.
yes, literally. Like his lights are off on Halloween, right? Like he's not handing out even weird hippie candy to trick-or-treaters.
It's pamphlets
If anything, yeah.
to sign up for his football camp.
God, it's just
I don't know. He would never have his own football
No, he doesn't show up to it. His name's just on it.
for the brand.
yeah, fucking yeah. That you're right though. That really was like a bot written fucking headline.
yeah.
It's just funny too because like Aaron, I don't know that people talk shit on Joe Rogan for being like giving all this advice and like talking from the mountaintop, but that's not mountaintop. But that's not really what Rogan does. Rogan just shoots the shit, show whatever.
Right.
I actually like Aaron Rodgers really was kind of like talking from the mountaintop. Like Aaron Rodgers deeply believes that he is always right.
Yeah.
As a white man,
Like he just is.
can you really blame him? It's
Listen.
like getting mad at a puppy for peeing on the rug.
Yeah.
He went to Berkeley. He's been surrounded by all these idiots in Wisconsin. Like,
Yeah.
he thinks he's so much smarter than everybody else.
He thinks he is the smartest man in every room he has ever walked into.
Yes.
1,000,000%.
And he's athletic.
Yeah, well, yeah, and
He's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
So he's got
like, I don't blame him.
Do you think he wears a
right.
cage?
No, I don't. You have to have that. Does he wear a what?
Cage?
Wear a cage? I don't know what that means.
Despite all of his rage,
And then around his penis.
Oh,
still just a rat in the cage.
God, fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, he's exactly the opposite of Tom Brady, in my opinion, because like Tom Brady kind of leans into it, and he's like at least self-aware.
Tom Brady has a sense of humor about
Yeah,
it.
he has a huge sense of humor. So like, we don't give Tom Brady enough shit for all his weird antics and like all the
Yeah,
not eating tomatoes bullshit.
A
and-
lot of people look. Tom Brady Frenching his kid was on the internet for months.
Yeah, but then he won a Super Bowl and no one cares.
Yeah, because winning heals everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all. Rodgers, all he has to do this year, like you said, just win a Super Bowl.
I think Tom Brady
Everyone
keeps
forgets.
cloning himself, and each one's like a little fucked up, like 1% fucked up, so it just does weird things.
It's a
like-
1% degradation.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
every
It's like,
clone.
oh, it doesn't know not to French kiss his kid.
Yeah.
But everyone's just like, shh,
Yeah,
we need him
it's
to keep
fine,
winning.
It's
Like,
fine, it's fine. Yeah.
and then like 5 more years, gonna be like, he's doing really weird things. Like he's not stopping at stoplights anymore. So he,
Yeah.
Krager's in the chat right now. We got some questions saying, is Caleb Williams still a good bet for the Heisman? Actually, I think so. Just because you got to think Kenneth Walker takes the L this weekend.
So, but what were his stats? It's way less on a running back. Losses are.
Yeah.
Like in voters' minds, even though.
I guess Bryce Young is still kind of the favorite at Bama, but they could stumble easily. They're not fucking invincible like they have been.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Caleb Williams runs the table. I think there's a good shot he wins the Heisman.
How many just Big Ten country voters are just gonna want to vote for the Big Ten guy?
So C.J. Stroud.
Oh, that's you might split some votes.
Ross
there.
is going to come back. The Braves are going to win the fucking World Series. Fucking C.J. Stroud, whose name he besmirched, like up and down the fucking mount, like all throughout the streets. He just dragged them through the mud, and then C.J. Stroud's going to come back, win the fucking Heisman, and Ohio State will win like the Natty or something. It'll be fun.
I always believed in him. I knew he just had to get. He's a different quarterback now.
Yeah.
It's like because I was so hard on C.J. Stroud, it made him the man he
he's
is
a listener,
today.
obviously.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know how Kenneth Walker doesn't win, man.
Oh, he's great. but
1,300 fucking rushing
Michigan
yards.
State's going to lose a few more games.
But that's not. They don't put that on the running back the same way they put that on a quarterback.
Right.
They don't. 1,300 rushing yards. He's got to. I mean,
For sure, but if Caleb Williams runs the table and keeps padding stats, I think there's a really good shot. And they make the playoffs. They're like a top 3 or 4 team in the country. I think there is a very good. I think
who was the last running back to win
the
Heisman?
odds I got 30-1. I think are still worth it
No, yeah.
when I got it. So last running back was it Derrick Henry?
Let's see.
I think Derrick Henry is the last running back to win it.
Let's look at Derrick Henry's stats the year he won the Heisman.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be telling. Because his fucking Walker's stats are insane. So which year did he win the Heisman? Probably his last year, right?
Yeah.
2015. Henry, good lord, Henry had 2,200 rushing yards. So Walker's not gonna touch that.
No.
28 and 28 touchdowns. So Walker probably not gonna touch either of those. God damn, Derrick Henry's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you crack 2,000 yards rushing, like your name's got to be in the conversation, right?
Yeah, in college especially, where there's fewer games.
Right.
Yeah, man. God damn. I don't know. Yeah, Caleb Williams is a good bet. I'm not arguing against the value of the bet. I think Kenneth Walker is probably the favorite.
I would say Bryce Young still,
Okay.
just because Bama's 2.
Bama,
And
yeah. Why not?
Whatever.
It's certainly an easy vote.
And Bama should have lost to fucking LSU. LSU got the ball like 5 times in the last 7 minutes.
We were screaming about this off air. People are going for it on 4th down way too
like
much.
4th and long. Like, I understand if it's like 4th and 1, 4th and 2.
Yeah.
But like, dude, when it's 4th and 7, take the
You're
points.
inside the 20.
Take the fucking points.
Yeah, take the 3 points. You got the ball back 2 more times after that, and then all you needed was another 3 to send the game to overtime, or kick 2 more field goals and win.
You're not leaving yourself in the game.
Yeah.
You're shooting yourself in the foot. And yes, statistically, whatever, in the aggregate, but that's not in the moment of the game. Like, you're not understanding the positions that you're in.
Yeah,
Like, being down 6 points, being down 8 points, it's...
yeah. Drives me fucking nuts.
It's almost as bad as when like it's 4th and goal and somebody throws a fade.
Oh yeah.
I think that's one on my list.
If you
of
throw the ball, it needs to be
irritable-
in the end zone.
Yeah, like most irritating college football move you could pull: fade on 4th down.
With dudes who with like a college quarterback, like even a great like NFL quarterbacks don't throw that well.
Yeah, it's...
And then not taking points when you should.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, look, there's like Georgia said, there's context to it all, but like in that situation, just take the fucking points.
Keep yourself in the game.
Well, and yeah, goddamn, so annoying. Yeah, they should have won that game, and taking points would have helped them win that fucking game. Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah, that's all I got for this weekend.
Well, I got one more thing to plug for you guys.
You think Saban paid him off to let him win?
No.
nah, Saban doesn't need to do that. If anything,
Saban never pays off anyone. That's clear.
All right, guys, I'm going to need your help. I was on my friend Brittany Ledesma's Just Okay podcast, and the guest before me was Hans Kim. I don't know if you know who that is.
No idea.
He's a regular on Kill Tony, and he got a bunch of view counts. And I am better than him, and I need all of you to do me a favor and go watch my podcast with her, or just click on it so the views go up. That way I can feel special.
Yeah, let the dog listen to it.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat right now. I love you all, and thank you for making me feel special.
And then me and Rob, we obviously got our Outside the Top 25 football show. We'll probably be doing the lines with Dan again this week for the regular Inside the Top 25. And then I believe this week we start our college basketball show.
I think tomorrow is our college basketball preview show.
I'm so happy I know nothing about basketball.
So
I get out of work at
probably
this
get
company.
on. Yeah, I should probably get on, doing a little research for that.
Got to renew my Ken Palm subscription.
Yep. So,
Nice little altcoin run right now, too. So, everyone's
And
happy.
We were talking about this off air. The older we get, man, the harder it is to just keep up with everything. Like, I was just, in my 20s, I was so plugged into every fucking sport.
Yeah.
And now it's just like,
It's hard.
There's only 4 that I really even remotely, 3 that I even remotely like care about, and that's just baseball and the 2 college sports.
and I want to do everything just like every show we do. I want to do justice. I want to
Right.
at least appear to know what I talk about.
Yeah.
And we'll see. College basketball, I'm a little bit behind, so I need to catch up, do a little research tonight, and hopefully we'll come out with some good picks for college
Well,
basketball.
you're the highest level basketball player in the office.
It's fair.
That's true.
That's true. Are we thinking? I mean, obviously you got the Coach K, kind of last year, his little tour.
Yeah, the farewell tour.
The farewell tour. Him and you got Boeheim just behind the scenes, being like, "Oh, I can catch Coach K."
Yeah, Boeheim's not going anywhere.
No, he's going to be around for a bit. He's like, I'm going to stay in. He can pass Coach K. It's within his
Yeah, and he'll do it. He'll
he
do
will.
it out of spite.
He will.
Yeah.
Because they are friends, but they also, I feel like they don't like each other.
Boeheim was an assistant on those Olympic teams, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
96, I think.
No.
Even
the one
more
that Coach
recently,
K
yeah. Okay.
coached, like was the head coach of. Yeah, yeah.
And you got Buddy Boeheim in the mix, maybe ACC Player of the Year. Syracuse might, actually, because the ACC is wide open. I know that.
What I can guarantee you is that Syracuse will win a game in the tournament.
For sure. Like, they'll get in, probably on the bubble.
Yeah.
Syracuse will for sure be on the bubble, get in, and win like 3 games.
Yeah, I mean they're always
Like they
good
always
for
do.
one. Always
So-
good for one win.
All right. So we'll be back with, college basketball show tomorrow. Got Drinkin' Bros today at 2. I believe Sean Matson's on the pod. So
The
Right.
former Navy SEAL, owner of Cardo Max, Sean
show.
Matson.
So we'll be,
Get your questions ready. Ask him what the best combinations of Cardo Max are, how you like to take it, what's next for the company.
I freeze it, crunch it up,
Uh-huh.
snort it.
Okay. I like that.
So we'll be on the main channel at 2 with Matson. Obviously, softcore history. We're going to have another episode tonight. Audio drops tonight. The video will be out tomorrow. And yeah, go ahead, rate, subscribe on this channel, Softcore History. Go check out Giorgio's podcast.
Yeah.
Do all the things for
Only
us.
Fans and Friendship on the Just Okay podcast with Brittany Ledesma. I'll post the link again.
But until next week, we'll see you.
Bye.
See ya.